Welcome back, everybody. Tuesday morning edition of Hot Mic rolls on. The rabid fan base that watches our show is fantastic. I got a text message in showing me the career point-scoring leaders here. One, Steve Laqua, a Cavalier, 1,774 points. We were talking about your basketball jump shot because we had Tim Bergstrasser on, and I was asking him about his football playing days. And I asked him, have you ever seen Laqua's jump shot? And he said he hadn't, but he said he's sure it's pure. This would verify this. 1,700 points? I had no idea.
Well, if you're in small town North Dakota and you get to start playing as a freshman because there's not enough people out for the team, eventually you can tack up some points over the years. So,
are you
found a way to get in the basket.
Were you a black hole? Is that you telling me the ball came to you and you were just chucking it? Is that it?
Some days, maybe if I was feeling it, I was a little bit of everything. Point guard, post player. When you're in small town, if you're 6'1", sometimes you're the post player too. So we'll just see how it goes. But I honestly loved basketball. Yeah. Basketball was my first love. Loved it probably more than football. Just going into an open gym. I don't know if there's anything kind of more pure than being in an empty gym, shooting and just kind of working on your craft. And love that. Obviously, was not good enough to have that extend anywhere, but I love the idea of coaching football. I liked playing basketball. I loved coaching football.
How long did you play hoops?
Well, played whatever. Organized and Cavalier started in 5th grade after school. So we went down to the Armory and shot there. And I had a key to the Armory growing up. Was able to have some friends that had keys into the other small town gyms around. And so there was, back in those days, just trying to find a way to get in and shoot and, enjoy the game and play some 2-on-2, some 3-on-3, whatever it was. And it gave me something to do, I guess.
That's fantastic. I didn't know that. That's good stuff. There's a little bit of buzz over at MSUM these days, getting ready for tomorrow night. You feel that even with your team about what the basketball game tomorrow night?
Well, I think there's a lot of excitement going on, and it's a big week for MSUM athletics. We got volleyball. It's got 3 home matches. Football's home this weekend. Obviously, big game tomorrow in the basketball world, and so I think there's a lot of excitement. The season's been going, the athletes are around, and I think it's a really good, family atmosphere of Dragons supporting Dragons and wanting to see people succeed and understanding everybody's kind of going through the same grind and the same battles, and you want to see your friends out there perform well and have great experiences.
Grind, is that the best word to describe what happened Saturday down in the Twin Cities? What's the best word to describe how you guys played Saturday to win the game?
Resilient, right? Resilient in the sense of there's really I talked to the team about this on Monday. In games, there's kind of you're wrestling around to see how the game is going to go early. And it can kind of go in 2 paths. And they wrestled the game and had to go down their path. They got up early, were able to control the clock, go for it on 4th down, run the ball, really limit the game down. We only had 4 possessions in the first half. We only had 9 for the game.
Wow.
Context, sometimes we're looking at 16 drives in a game, a lot of times. So 9 drives really shortened it. So the path went down their path, how they wanted to play out. I thought our guys did a great job of not panicking, having some faith, being resilient. That's something that we struggled with. It's the same thing that happened in Winona, same thing that happened in McKendree. And so I think from that standpoint, our guys did a really good job of you keep getting the lesson until you learn the lesson. And I think, to a certain extent, we learned the lesson. Stayed poised, crawled out of it. Almost gave it away when we had almost crawled out, and then had to go back and get it. And great job on the last drive. Defensively getting a hold, forcing the field goal, and then offense putting together a touchdown drive in the last minute 50.
We're watching the last 2 plays: the Strand touchdown pass, and then the sack that sealed the game. Is Brady just becoming that guy? I mean, obviously he scored the game winner against Duluth. To have another one like that. That's clutch, man. That just doesn't happen. What kind of, you mentioned the word resilient, maybe that's it, but what kind of player is that to have that kind of ability at the end of games?
Well, when he can get going and impact the game, we are a dynamic football team. And he got going in the second half, 9 catches. He ends up with 3 touchdowns on the day. Like, that's a difference maker. And, Madden and Gage are kind of always find some of the throws and the catches. BP, he's got the big plays when they show up, and he was able to do that. He had a little bit of an equipment change at halftime, and then had 9 catches in the second half. So I think we're going to stick with that kind of plan moving forward. So too bad it took us 7 games to figure that out, but that's was a good little change for us. So hopefully we keep that going.
You mentioned knowing the possession. Was that in your mind, their game plan? You knew that going in, they're going to limit you getting the football?
Absolutely. That's right. You look at, they got a really good running back. I mean, the best in the league, arguably, and a really good offensive line. And so the concern on our part was that that's what would happen. They would take the game. Now, if we could have had it go the other way, where we get up by 2 touchdowns and we're playing our style, now we force them to play, in our way and advantage us. And so we had to play, and going back to basketball terms, they're making us play left-handed. So now we're playing their game, and we're able to ride that wave out. And I think that's the next step for us. When games don't go into our style, how can we overcome and win playing somebody else's style, or win ugly, or win playing left-handed? And, we found a way, and that's what we needed to do.
To have the muscle memory of how the game in Duluth played out, to have the late game heroics, how much can you rely on that with Jack to have him not panic? We're fine here. Did you see that play out Saturday?
Without a doubt. I think with our entire offense, you look and, sometimes, with our offense, there's good and bad to it, right? Sometimes the bad is, if there's weather, we got to grind the clock out to win a football game, we maybe struggle there. But then on the flip side, you have moments like Saturday where you go, okay, well, we got to put a drive together in a minute 50, and okay, there's no panic. That's what we do all the time. And so I think this team's done a really good job being able to understand how to win big drives down the stretch. Yeah. We've had some end of game big plays. Like, now we got to get there better. But I'll tell you, when we were at the 48 or 43 yard line and they're reviewing the 4th down catch, which was a little nerve wracking, you would have no idea in our huddle that the game was on the line. There's poise, guys are relaxed. It's like there's a focused, but it's not a panic by any means. And so I think that was really comfortable. That was exciting. That our guys are comfortable in late game situations. I think that's part of how you can make plays.
35 of 55 for 357 and 5. Other than that, he didn't have that good a game.
Well, we didn't throw it as much, huh?
Yeah. What are you doing, by the way?
Second lowest attempts for the season. So when somebody said that at the end of the game, I was like, well, that's a crazy stat too. But yeah, when we're completing 65% of our passes and honestly spreading the football around to a lot of different players, that makes us hard to defend. You can't lock in on one guy or one position or one area on the field. It makes us go. And I think, there's some things that we can continue to build on, but it's an exciting time for us.
So it's crazy here. This is it, the stretch run. You got 4 games left. You got everything in front of you. This is what we want to achieve for the rest of the season. What's the message now for this last 4 games?
Well, yesterday, a simple message that we got 4 games left, but we've only won 3. So we got a chance down here this last stretch to win more games than we have to this point. And so let's try and find a way to play good football week in and week out. And I think there's going to be some challenges this week against Southwest for certain, next week against Minot, that are going to be very similar to last week's challenge. There's going to be 2 different styles of offense that want to kind of grab the game and make it go one of 2 directions. And so we've got to be able to grab the game and have it go down our path early, and it'll make a big difference. And if we can't, well, then we're going to have to be battling a heck of a battle, playing a different game left-handed that we probably don't want to play, but that's football and that's how it goes. And so, starting early is going to be huge.
Now, you're playing a team this week in Southwest State, hasn't won a game, hasn't been close. I know as a coach, you're going to talk to your team about the pitfalls of that, of not overlooking, but that we still have to go out there and play. How difficult is that this late in the year? They see, you're going to show tape, they see it, Steve. How difficult is that for you to tell 18 and 22-year-old guys, this team is good? I don't care what their record is. How hard is that to look at them and tell them that?
Well, hopefully they can look at our own film and see that we're not world beaters either. Yeah. We got a long way to go. And you can say what you want to say, this, that, or the other thing, but you know what? We're a handful of plays away from being 0-7. Now you can flip it on the other side and go, maybe we're a handful of plays of being in a lot better, but that's the fact of the matter. And so it could flip either way for us. Hey, the same thing is for them. It could flip either way in their situation. So for us, we've always tried to focus on just playing our style of play. Let's play for each other. Let's play with great enthusiasm, great effort, great execution. And then whatever happens. We got to be okay with that. And that was my message a week ago. We played the Mankato game. We played really good football in a lot of different position groups. And I said, just because the game didn't end in our favor, I'm not going to stand up here and act like the sky is falling. We did a lot of good things. Just like in Duluth, we did a lot of good things, but now you stand up there and you feel good about it because we made the last play. Well, if you're going to not make the last play in the Mankato, you can't have it both ways.
Right.
And so I think we kind of have to protect how we play and what we preach. And that's just, hey, control what we can control. And the outcomes aren't fully under our control, but we can control enthusiasm, effort, execution. And then, you know what? If good teams make plays, they make plays. That's part of football. That's part of life. Let's just give ourselves the best shot we can.
You get into the fun part of the year here. Late October is going to have a chill in the air. Is that the favorite time for you to be coaching on the sideline then?
Well, because Halloween is right around the corner, and you know how much I love Halloween. And so I knew where you're going. I think you wanted me to take the bait there. That's nice. I know you too well after this many. The chill is in the air. The costumes are out and about.
I never wanted to. I felt like I sandbagged you so badly on that that you're never going to be able to recover from your Halloween take. That's going to follow you forever.
That's okay. That's part of who I am, right? I have those takes too. There's some others that you could get me on.
I can't wait.
Yeah. We could get started on coffee. We could get started on birthdays. Like there's a lot of things that make me who I am, and the people maybe deserve to know some of that stuff. And so they got I don't feel bad about the Halloween take. That's just me, and I've got flaws. I know that I've got plenty of flaws. So.
I was not going down that road. I appreciate you doing there, but that's not what I was trying to say.
Just wanted to see me in the drag. You wanted to see me with the scorch hat on again.
That would be fantastic. We do that.
We got to come up with something good maybe next week.
At this time of the year, though, I mean, these are meaningful games. You're playing for a lot. Some guys are their senior year. There's not many games left. I mean, how is practice in that mode, knowing we only have a certain amount of these left?
Well, you can tell. So we have a senior talk to our team before every single game. And at the beginning of the year, it's kind of wow, I'm up here. This really goes by fast. Everybody says that. You get to these last couple of weeks now, and you could feel it last week. It's whoa, like this. I really appreciate what's been here, and it's almost gone. Like you can feel it. They don't have to say it. You can feel it on them. And so I think there's a lot of guys that you've had a special experience with that have been here for a long time. And I'm looking at as coach going, I got kind of 4 weeks left with these guys. And then the relationship changes. They're not in the building every day. We're not going into a weekly battle or to an off season. It's like they're going to kind of go their way. And I see them after a game, maybe every now and then. And so, we're trying to cherish those moments. Those are important times. They're important times together. You can definitely feel it. I've been around football my entire life. I grew up across the street from the football field in Cavalier. And so this time of year, this Saturdays, it's cool. It's playoff football.
Yeah.
That's how it is. And every week is a playoff for us. So this is a great time of year. It's for so many high schoolers that are playing football, but it's no different for me at 46 years old, standing out there going, this is the same thing that I dreamed about when I was a little kid being out there. And so I pinch myself that I get to live it so often.
It's good stuff. Next week, we do a candy lineup, my candy rankings. Would you want to participate in that? You like candy. I know that. Right?
Yeah, I could participate.
Okay.
I think
we'll do that.
I think I could give some good votes on that. That'd be.
Thanks for the time as always. Good luck on Saturday. We'll talk next week, okay?
Sounds great.
Steve Laqua joining us each and every Tuesday during the football season. Dragons are 3-4. They host winless Southwest Minnesota State. Dragons are at home coming up on Saturday. Holy cow, we're already done. We got to take a break. We come back. We'll wrap things up. We'll get you ready. Got a busy Sports Tuesday on tap. We'll preview that one. Hot Mike wraps right after this.